So when a company raises money, well, that means they have money. So it's a good signal that they're going to use that money to get clients because, well, that's all a company really cares about, right? Which is a good thing for you since you can build themselves systems that automate this sort of stuff, which is exactly what I'm going to do today. I'll generate sales opportunities right in front of you. Should be a good way to give you guys value in terms of what a 7-figure sales agency owner would do to land high-ticket 5 to 10K clients. In case it's your first time here, my name is Saad, made over 180 grand last month with my sales agency, and the goal of this channel is to give you guys no fluff value in terms of building a real agency, not just theory or some like freelance side hustle. So let's get into it. So just a heads up, the way I'm going to do this is I'm not going to use any crazy social proof or like crazy case studies. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because most people that record themselves doing this sort of stuff, they usually like rely heavily on like their social proof, right? And I'm assuming you are watching this and you don't have like that crazy social proof. You could have some case studies. Maybe you've done this before, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because we're not going to use it. Just to show you that you don't need case studies or like crazy social proof to pull it off, right? That's one. And two, we're not going to be using any crazy guarantees, right? Because again, a lot of people who do this sort of stuff, they use some crazy guarantees, like I'll guarantee you 100K in the next 7 days, which I think is very, very silly, right? You should not be leading with guarantees because in my experience, and this is something coming from someone who just made 180 grand last month, people don't want guarantees. They appreciate and they want certainty. If they can sense, right, or can be certain that you can help them, they will pay you a ton of money. 3, 5, all the way to 8K, right? So don't lead with guarantees, just focus on certainty because certainty just means trust. And when people trust you, decision makers trust you, they will pay you tons of money. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to go ahead and scope out the projects. And after that, I'm going to build the system and I'm just going to get going, right? So step one is since we talked about companies that raising money, well, the best way, and this is something that you guys can also take, whenever you hear someone says, company raises money, funding, etc., the best way to find these companies is going to be a platform called Crunchbase. So step one, system scrapes or extracts the data from Crunchbase. Okay, if you guys don't know, Crunchbase is basically like a lead sourcing database, kind of like Apollo on LinkedIn, but you can find recently funded companies, investors, etc. And the cool part is it gives you everything. It gives you all the data you're going to need. So we're just going to set up a system that scrapes Crunchbase and extracts the data from there. Okay, now usually when you scrape the data from any platform, you need to go through the process of enrichment. Well, what is enrichment, Saad? Well, it's the process of adding more contact details to a prospect or like a lead that you extracted from a lead sourcing database. In our case, it's going to be Crunchbase, right? So we're just going to enrich by, like, what do I mean by enrich is basically just adding more contact details, emails, etc., just so we can build a system that's going to reach them at scale, right? So enrichment. And after that, we're going to get AI to generate a 101 copy, right? It's not just going to be like AI personalization or like those cringe AI personalizations like you see people do, which is, hey, congrats on your hair transplants, right? Or like congrats on, or like I saw you in LinkedIn post, you mentioned your dog, right? So it's going to be very relevant and timely, and it's actually going to make sense to them. Okay, I'm going to share with you guys a couple prompts within my library that I used, and the way I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to replicate the same success that I've had a couple months. Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 months ago. I'm just going to use those exact prompts and I'm going to get AI to kind of like just do some really, really, really crazy stuff, right? So AI personalizes entire outreach. So it's going to be tailored for each lead. It's going to be very, very relevant. For example, hey, X, hey, Peter, congrats on the recent 5 million raise. Looks like you're doing X, Y, and Z. And we can finish off by, hey, I can build you a system that will intro you to the right people. Okay, so very simple, right? This is like the scope of the project, right? And let's just get going, right? Step one is system scrapes Crunchbase. So all I got to do is I'm going to go to make.com. Do not worry, everything is going to be no code. So even if you are beginner, if you've never touched no code, you'll be able to follow along. So whether you've been doing this for a while, you're a complete beginner, it doesn't really make any difference, right? So step one, this is make.com, which is a no code tool. I'm going to use it, right? I really like Make. I think it's way more visual than NA10. So you want to click on this button, which is create a scenario. So we're just going to click create like a new workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Crunchbase, okay? So Crunchbase, which is the platform here. The way I was able to get it is simply just got a free trial from Crunchbase. And I simply just went to Google and I typed Crunchbase free trial. And they gave me 7 days, right? 7 days for free, which is more than enough for you to extract entire Crunchbase to be fair. Okay, so all I got to do right now is go to advanced search and go to companies. By the way, if you go to advanced search, there's multiple things there. You can find acquisitions, people, contacts, investors. So definitely like play around with these filters. You can find that there's like a lot of things you can get from Crunchbase. So what I'm going to do is I want recently funded companies. Okay, so step one is I'm going to go to financials and I want series A, B, and C. Now we might be thinking, Saad, why not just go for pre-seed, seed? Well, the reason why is because pre-seed and seed just means they haven't yet gotten the money from investors. Usually in my experience, it's like the series A, B, and C. It's where like they have like they're primed, right? So series C, we can also add D, no worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose like an industry, for example. I'm going to go to industry, which is going to be, oh, actually, no. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do past 90 days. Yeah. I'm going to do past 90 days. That's all I want, right? And let me play around with the filters. Yeah, I just want United States. Oh, not industry. Headquarters location, United States. You're going to find that most of them are within the United States or like the UK. So 605. I want to increase this a little bit. Yeah, let's do past year. Oh, that's a lot. I'm going to remove series D. Oh, so A, B, C. Let me remove C. Okay. That's more than enough, I believe. Yeah, I can add C. Why not? Still want to tackle them. Okay, fireworks.ai. So all I got to do right now is simply just extract the data. I'm just going to use a platform called Epify, right? So Epify is basically like a marketplace for scrapers. It allows you to find tools, which are scrapers, that allow you to kind of like extract the data. Obviously, you're not going to code anything. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to plug in, for example, a URL of this like list, and the scraper is going to do everything for you, scrape everything for you, which is really good because now we live in a day and age where it's so easy to get the data off the internet at a fraction of the cost, right? It's so easy, right? And it's only going to get easier, by the way. So we'll be able to build crazy systems that will be able to do very, very interesting stuff. So all I got to do is simply just type in Crunchbase. And by the way, you can type in whatever you want here. For example, you can type in LinkedIn, Apollo, whatever you want. A lot of people say Apollo scraping is dead. And I believe this is like the third time I'm saying this, but it's not dead. You just gotta scrape it using Epify, right? I've done this multiple times. You guys can also do it. Again, you can also extract data from LinkedIn, Crunchbase, just like what we're gonna do today. So the one I want is Ultimate Crunchbase Scraper. I'm gonna click on Try for free. Let me check if I'm recording. Yes, I am. I always got to remind myself that I'm doing it because my camera just stops at like the 30-minute mark. Yeah, okay. So what do I do? Well, simply, I'm just going to copy this URL, copy it, and simply just put it here, right? And you see this session cookie, you do not get intimidated. You only need like an extension. It's called edit this cookie, right? As you can see, it's very simple, right? You're just going to click a couple buttons. And it's so interesting because like with like a sales agency, then you get to just click a couple buttons and you get paid 3 to 4K, which I believe like this is the leverage. It's called leverage, and I believe Naval talks about it. Things that will take you a couple minutes, or maybe don't take you any time at all, but they have extremely high ROI. They make you a shit ton of money, and you guys always need to focus on the high leverage activities, things where you put just a little bit of effort, but that effort is significant, right? It brings a lot of ROI, right? Which is the whole idea of like the 4-hour work day, right? From, I believe it was Cars or something. I don't remember the book, but it's really good. Let me go back. What am I doing? I don't want this. So you want to download this, edit this cookie. I already have it since I'm using Brave. I'm just using Brave because I don't like Google Chrome for some reason. You guys like Chrome? Let me know. So this is the extension here. All I got to do is go back here. Once you download it, you're going to have it. You want to go to your extensions. You want to go to edit this cookie, and you're simply just going to copy it. This cookie is copied to clipboard. If you're wondering what a cookie is, basically your ID, because the scraper is going to go ahead and log in on behalf of you in your Crunchbase account, right? And you see this expiration dates, blah, blah, blah. This is like code, lines of code. You do not need to worry about it. It's just how the session cookie is written. It's in JSON, which is like a programming language. Very simple, by the way, if you really want to learn it. But again, you don't need any of this stuff to make a lot of money, right? So total numbers of records required, you can definitely scrape or like extract 2,000, but I'm not going to do it. The reason why is because we don't need to do it. Any person who says you need to be sending millions or thousands of outreach messages a day is out of their mind, and you should not be listening to them, actually. The only thing you have to do is just simply pick the right people with the good targeting, and you're actually solving a good pain, right? Like an actual pain, which is client acquisition, which is the biggest pain point that every business has. And since they are just raising money, right? We pick people or companies that just raise the money. Well, they're going to allocate that money in the number one priority, which is getting customers, right? So I'm simply just going to scrape what, 600? That's all I need, right? After the enrichment, I'm going to end up with like 300 or like 400. That's all you need, right? You don't need the entire earth, right? To get to that 25K a month, you only need like 4 or 5 clients, right? You don't need the whole world. So all I got to do right now is go to run options. I'm going to put 600 here. So it's going to cost me $3, which is really good. So I'm going to save and start. And now all I got to do is just wait, right? While I'm sipping my coffee. And that's it. You will see that, oh, done. Scraped 600. That was quick, right? That was like very, very quick. Kudos to this guy who actually built this. Like, how on earth would you be able to pull this off? Like 600 leads, right? To get like how many? Like 4 seconds, right? So in order for us to actually get this, you want to have to upgrade. But we're not going to do it because bright developers have already built this for us. So we got to thank this guy, Curious Coder. I believe his name is Curious Coder. Yeah, success rate 99%, man. That's really good. I'm actually impressed. So all I got to do right now is simply just go to make.com. We're going to automate the entire system. We're going to build it from scratch. All I got to do right now is simply just go to the search apps and modules. And within Make, you're going to find any module that you want. So you want to scroll down. You want to get to the dataset items, okay? All you got to do is you want to go to settings. You want to go to API integrations. You want to copy your API key, okay? This is basically like a key that you have. Connection type is going to be Epify API token. And we're going to name this Demo Live Crunchbase. Okay, so such a cool name. And then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go to right here, go back. I want to go to storage, dataset ID. Let me go back. So you guys can see live how you're able to get data, right? Back then, when I first got started, it was very, very damn hard and very expensive to get the data, right? And like the barrier to entry has been like very, very low. You want to put in the limits 1. Okay, the reason why is you want to just pull one record, 1 lead. Okay, offsets is basically skip. Okay, so just put 1 here. Click on run once. You will notice that we got everything. We got Replit turns your ideas into apps fast. So Replit, it recently got funded. So we also got like pretty huge companies. So it would be pretty interesting to get replies, right? I'm gonna show you guys everything at the end, right? Obviously. So all I gotta do right now is I'm gonna click on this plus button, and since I already got the data, well, step 2 is enrichment, finding the emails. Now, there's multiple ways to find the emails. The best platform that I found, well, a couple ones. There's Prospeo. I really like them actually. I'm not affiliated with them yet, right? Probably will in the next few months. So maybe I can give you guys like a code or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is Prospeo. Really, really, really good. There's also an email finder. I paid a lot of money for an email finder when I first got started. And I think it's one of the best. And what I've done is I actually just copied their backend and I came up with my own platform, which is SSM Masters. So this is a platform that I built specifically for people in the community. And basically they just get unlimited tokens. But again, I'm not going to use my own platform because this video is to kind of like give you a demo, right? Just to kind of like do the same thing so you can follow along, right? So I'm simply going to go to app, right? And I'll have a couple credits here. So maybe I can just increase the limits by just paying for it, but no worries. All I got to do right now is simply go to API, copy it. And remember when I said in Make, you're going to find any module. Just, you see this email finder? Click on it, search for a person's email. All you got to do now is simply just add your token by clicking on add. Go to API key here, and this demo Crunchbase. Demo live Crunchbase, CB. Okay, great. So I'm going to search by domain, right? So I'm going to go to domain. You see this domain here. I'm curious to see this Replit. Oh, I actually tried it before. Imagine if they reply. That would be amazing, right? Okay. So full name, because we casted the whiteness, we didn't care about the headcount of the company, right? But yeah, I'm still gonna, I still don't care, right? Because I know we're gonna generate sales opportunities. All right, that was quick. Perfect. So find the email. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get the system to generate a high quality one-on-one copy, right? So all I gotta do is I'm gonna use Azure OpenAI. You guys already know this about me. I like Azure. And the reason why I'm using this is because I have a bunch of credits in there. In your case, you can use any AI model that you want. You can use Claude, ChatGPT, OpenAI, whatever you want. So right now I have to put myself in here. So because I know when I get to this point where there's like multiple modules, I have to like move myself from the screen so you guys can follow along, right? So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in the prompts. And you're just going to copy and paste the prompts, right? And you're going to see the magic. The system is going to generate some very, very good voodoo magic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go funding system prompt. This is the one. So funding system library updater. So we need an opener, one-on-one. So I'm just going to copy this. So how do you congratulate someone from that raised money? What do you say? Well, you say congrats on the recent funding. But if you want to do it using AI, well, AI is going to mess up. It's going to like be very, very jargony, right? So this is a prompt that I've came up with, and you're going to see how it's going to work. So all I got to do right now is remove this first. And I'm going to add the funding amount. So funding amount. So last funding total, which is the value. And then funding type, what was it? It's, I believe it's Series C. So check this out. So you guys just closed your Series C. Congrats on the 250 million. That's it. That's very, very good. See how it's human? So I gotta go to this filter. I want to add condition. Email found. Reason why is because not every single time an email finder is going to find the email. So email found question mark, right? So I'm going to name this opener 101. Done. All I got to do is just copy this, paste this here, and paste it another time. You're going to notice that we got the filters here. Reason why is because when you copy a module in Make that has a filter, it gets added to it. So we're just going to remove it just like this, and then let's auto align. And now we're going to have to use the second prompt, which is the insights observation. Check this out. I'm going to copy this, paste this here. And then you see this company data, you're just going to have to plug in the company description that we got from Crunchbase, which is really, really powerful. I'm going to save and then refresh because I'm not getting the data. And the reason why is because Make needs to constantly refresh. And I don't know why I'm still not getting it. Oh, I am getting it. I'm just blind. Okay, I'm going to add a short description here. And yeah, let me just keep everything here. And I'm going to add the next prompt. All you got to do is just copy and paste what I'm doing. Again, I'm going to copy this, paste it here. Company data is going to be the short description and the long description. Great. So I'm just going to name this first. Insights observation, paste it here. 101. Insight observation, and this is going to be introducing the system. 101, introducing the system. All right, let's check out the magic. So let's read through this. Looks like you're solving app development headaches. That's a huge pain point in tech. Guessing the plan is to use that funding to get in front of more developers, right? So here's what we're going to do. Check this out. We're going to go to Tools, Set Variables, and now we're going to assemble the cake, which is what I like to call the dream outreach. So, hey. So it starts with hey. What's the name of the person? So the name of the person is Amjad. He's Arabic. Wow. Shout out to my Arabic audience. Space. Okay. So I'm simply just splitting Amjad name, right? By a space and then getting one. And then I'm going to add saw you guys. I'm going to add looks like and guess in the plan. Done. Check this out. Hey Amjad, saw you guys just closed your Series C. Congrats on the 250 million. Looks like you're solving app development. That's a huge pain point in tech. Guessing the plan is to use that funding to get in front of more software developers, right? So now I'm going to introduce the system. So here's what I'm going to say. If that's part of the growth plan, would it be worth building you a system that connects you to the people who need exactly what you've built? Cheers. Saad. Okay, let me check the second row. Okay, so I'm gonna offset, which means I'm gonna skip the first record, right? So let's check this out. Let me save this. Great, found it. Hey Dimitro, so you guys just closed your Series C. Congrats on 230 million. Looks like you're solving prototype bottlenecks. That's a huge pain point in tech. Guessing the plan is to use that funding to get in front of more enterprise developers. If that's part of the growth plan, would it be worth building you a system that connects you to the people who need exactly what you've built? Cheers, Saad. No social proof, no crazy guarantees. Just solving a real life business problem. So I'm gonna name this Dream Outreach. Great. So next step is I'm simply going to plug everything to Instantly, which is a cold email software. I'm going to go log in here. Okay. So what comes after this is simply just going to create a campaign and name this Demo Crunchbase. Done. So all I got to do is add this to Instantly right now. And I'm going to handle the follow-ups, right? So create a lead. Done. Okay. So since I'm in here already, I'm simply just going to pick the sales campaign here. So which one do I want? So I've done so much demos here. Demo Crunchbase, demo one-click system, as lazy as possible. I've done it as a student. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to add the email found. Personalization is the copy. The websites, yeah, I'm going to add the domain. Last name, I'm simply going to copy this. Paste this here. 2, since we picked 1 now. Since we picked 1 for the first name, yeah. Now 2. Now 1 actually. Yeah. Company name is already here, which is Fireworks AI, and that's pretty much it. Plug to Instantly. Done. So now let's check this out. I'm gonna add this to Instantly here. Very quick. Done. So I got my lead here. Great. So I'm just gonna refresh this. I'm gonna close all these tabs. I'm gonna add them to the blueprint so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, you're gonna find them in the system inside the modules. But yeah, wait. Since some of you won't have Azure, I'm actually gonna add them to like the resources. Yeah. So here's the personalization. All done. Gonna add sent from my iPhone. And what I'm gonna do in terms of subject line, intros. Or intros for company name. Done. All right. So in terms of like the next step, I'm going to say, hey, first name. Is this worth your time? That's it. Again, very abundant. Last one, I'm not going to say any hey. I'm going to say first name. If that's interesting, let me know. Otherwise, that will be my last note. wishing you the best in Q4. Because we are in November, yeah. Wishing you the best. Wishing you all the success in Q4. Cheers. Saad. Sent from my iPhone. Done. Great. I'm gonna go to schedule. I'm gonna do 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. Not 7:30 a.m. 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Yes. Save this. Since I'm also casting US and UK, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go to options and use some of the accounts here. How many do I have? Okay, that's good. Show advanced settings or options. All I gotta do is choose the metrics such as reply rate in ESP routing. Google, send to Google, remove the all. And Microsoft, send to Microsoft. And we're gonna send again Google to all. Great. So I'm gonna save. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a flow like a break module here. Reason why is because sometimes we're gonna get rate limited from instantly, and we don't want that, right? I don't know why they do this. I mean, they're making millions already right now, right? So they kind of like rate limit you in terms of like 200 leads, 200 prospects, right? Or 200 contacts. So what you want to do is you want to go to break, and then it's gonna have 3 attempts, interval between attempts 1 minute. And I'm gonna add 1 minute here. So what's gonna happen if, let's say, we get rate limited? Let me unlink this. Add this here. If we get rate limited, it's gonna stop like a continue. It's gonna stop like 1 minute and then continue where it stopped. So I'm gonna go to settings, allow storing of incomplete execution, save. And all I gotta do right now, and then gotta go to limits and keep it empty. And then I'm just gonna run once. That's all I gotta do. Done. So first one added, and then we're gonna keep going until we finish all the contacts that we have, right? I always simply just enjoy my coffee, and then yeah, just let the system do its thing. I'm gonna wait for opportunities to come in to me, right? So I'm gonna get back to you guys once we generate some sales opportunities, which is the fun part, right? All right, so this is the next day, favorite part of the day, right? When you wake up and you see sales opportunities that you've generated, right? So a bunch of things happened. We generate 3 sales opportunities, and we also got a new mic. So I believe the audio quality is going to be even way better. Let me know if you guys can see a difference. So the first one is open to hearing how you'd approach it. What's the next step? When someone says, what's the next step? You just want to ask 1 to 2 questions, 2 qualifying questions, and easily just get them on a call. Very, very simple. Now let's check out this website right here, Touchpoint. I don't know what they do, so it would be a good idea to also give you guys some sort of like value in terms of like what kind of system I would build for these. So helping your business stay digitally relevant. Domain knowledge and technology prowess. Focused on your business goals and desired outcomes. Trusted by teams at Meta. Wow, that's really good. Okay, so what do they do? What do we do? Okay. We appreciate when a website just says what we do. We use our expertise and experience to enable your work, your best work. So they do app development, accelerators, recruitment, helping build high impact teams, etc. Workflow automation. Interesting. So let's see their case studies. Okay. So they have a bunch of case studies. Building a Fortune 500 gaming team. So our client is enabling their organization to have a core team for building a new ad tech. So I believe they're like low key they work with businesses to kind of like just increase their social presence, domain knowledge, whether it's an extra bit of UI design work that makes an accelerator project shine, or an input to an AI consultant. Yeah. So essentially they do app development. So what I would do, as you can see, So I would assume they're mostly rely on referrals and run-in ads. So this is a perfect, this is a perfect ICP for us or for you that you are watching this, because now you can build them a system that can allow them to connect with their ideal clients at scale without them running ads. I would assume they're running a ton of ads, especially trusted by teams at Meta, etc., etc. So, what I would do is I would build them like a system that scrapes Meta ads, right? Like Facebook ads. And the system is going to basically scrape that, for example, every single day or like every 7 days, and then get to the contact details and then just allows them to reach their ideal buyers at scale. So that's what I would do. Let's check out the next one from Class Wallet. So this guy said, this is exactly what we've been looking for. We've been heads down on product and ops, but growth on the public sector side has to pick up, and interest to the right agency buyers would be a huge unlock. When can we start? This guy literally said, when can we start? And excellent, right? That's the types of like sales opportunities you want to generate. People who actually want what you're selling. So Class Wallet, what do they do? Maximize the positive impact of public funding on people's lives. Built for government agencies. Okay, school districts. Okay, so I think I know what would build them. So for these people, I would build them like a system that uses like special government websites like sam.gov. If you guys don't know, it was basically like an industry database, sam.gov, right? And then, data services, search data services. Yeah, you can definitely scrape this. Oh, there is listings, as you can see. Grants. 2025? Oh, there is actually. So these are all actual, like this is industry databases, if you guys don't know. There's contact details here, right? They probably don't know about this. But what I would do, so I would just use this, like I build them a system that scrapes sam.gov. It's basically going to be no code, very, very simple, either like by scraping the HTML and then just feed it to AI and like structure from that. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Like I would just set up like a system that scrapes this. And then I believe if like within these, we're going to find like a bunch of contacts. The only thing you have to do is basically set up a system that verifies the contacts, and you're going to be pretty much good to go. These people, I would pitch at least 8K minimum, right? 8K, because they have a ton of money. They recently got funded. And you know, when a website, there we go, like public funds, 4.8 billions, right? That's a lot of money. How schools can effectively manage to, okay, so they also want to talk to schools. Interesting. So for schools, it would be pretty straightforward. It would be like a system that scrapes Apollo and then enriches the decision makers and validates the contacts, right? And yeah, that's what I would do. It's very, very straightforward. You can totally do it just using no code. Most of these, like most of the tech stack is going to be an Amplify, right? Another thing, I would definitely use this extension here, which is called Automa, that allows you to kind of like just extract the HTML. Maybe you can just dump it into Sheets and then begin your enrichment. That's what I would do. Let's check out the last one, Cuderio. So this guy said, happy to chat more. Would you be free for a quick call Thursday at 2 p.m. ET? If you guys don't see this, is because they're basically using like a weird HTML formatting in their email. This guy, Joaquin. Hopefully I didn't butcher their name, but yeah, there we go. So happy to chat more. Would you be free for a quick call Thursday at 2 p.m. ET? And I'm using this theme, the new theme of Instantly. Regards. Yeah, let's check out this website. Cuderio. Accelerate your digital transformation. Oh, trusted by Visa, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, FedEx. These are the type of companies they want to work with. So 100 plus clients. Excellent. So this is a big company. Like this is big. When you see this, Coca-Cola, churn prediction with AI, anticipate customer loss and improve retention. So our clients, okay, let me check their clients. Oh, from Fortune 500 to SMBs. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. This is like really, really good clients. This won't flinch at like 8 to 10K at all. So we power the most iconic companies. Cuderio. What is Cuderio? I've never heard this. Miami, Florida. As you can see, here's the Crunchbase URL. Recently got funded. Okay, so they have like 78K on LinkedIn. What do you expect, right? So yeah, as you guys can see, we generated these sales opportunities from this guy, Joaquin. Hopefully it's not a bad idea that I'm showing the names. Yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much it. So we just, like I said, got 3 sales opportunities in 24 hours, and from like a small batch of a small batch of like 600, right? And we ended up with like 320. So as you guys can see, like it doesn't make me a genius to do this, right? I just built a system in 15 minutes and everything like was automatically. I went about my day and opportunity just came to me, right? And just gets to show you guys that you can also do it, right? But yeah, hopefully you guys found value in this video. I'm going to leave you all the resources in the description along with like the prompts, obviously, because I know some of you don't have like Azure. So yeah, you can just copy it and plug in your noCodeToolMake.com and plug in the prompts and your favorite AI model. So like I always say, get out there, take action. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.